We're good to go? Oh, fuck yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Blind Sweaters. We've got Kyle Coon, a whopping 5'11", 182 pounds today. What is that? Is that accurate? Is that accurate, Kyle?
That's not too far off. You packed an extra 5 pounds of muscle onto me, but I'll take it.
Dude, I gave like my weight as of today, and I just wanted to call us even.
There we go.
I've been packing on that summer fluff.
Nice.
I think you're supposed to do that for winter because we're supposed to hibernate like bears. But Emily, my lovely fiance, says that happens in the summer for her because of something like she says it gets too hot and it makes her skin something. I don't know. I was like, no, it's because we go too hard and we eat more and we drink more during the summer because you don't work during the summer because she's a teacher. So she gets the summers off.
Yeah.
And
she gets to enjoy her summer.
Yeah. And by default, I enjoy it with her.
That makes total sense to me.
Yeah, we just went to Cancun, got back from Cancun. I think that's why we haven't done an episode in 3 months because I was in Cancun for 3 days. That for some reason adds up to me.
You had to recover from those 3 days. You know?
I had to prepare for a month and a half and then recover for a month and a half.
Exactly. No, actually, I've been the one
you're taking the blame.
I'm always willing to fall on the sword, man. I mean, like I've been like globe trotting,
like
racing.
Harlem Globetrotters.
Not quite that cool, but
doing backflips and slam dunks.
I wish in my dreams.
Dude, you did tell me once you wanted to be Michael Jordan.
I did want to be Michael Jordan at one point. I wanted to be a short white Michael Jordan. Yes, dude. That's what I wanted to do.
What's wrong with just being the real Michael Jordan?
Because there's only one real Michael Jordan.
well, what? Okay, so what gives, Kyle? Why avoid me?
First of all, we were planning on doing an episode like 4 weeks, like 3-4 weeks ago, I think, right?
Yeah. Tell me what happened. Refresh my memory.
Yeah, and I think what happened was someone contacted me. They wanted me to do some guitar pieces for a documentary that they're making about our the Race Across America bike race that I did 4 years ago.
Yes.
And I said, and they were like, we need this done in like a week and a half. And I was like, guys, you do realize I'm happy to do this, but like I don't have a professional recording setup. I don't have access to a recording studio. But
it would have been a lot. It would
have been a lot for me. But I said, but I know a guy.
Wow.
Probably the most talented blind guitarist I have ever heard or ever played with in my life. Here's his email. This guy's name is Jared Hara.
And how tall is he?
It's a good question. I think he's 5'1", 250.
No, he's chunkster.
No, man. This guy's like 6'7", 100, 6'7", 300 pounds,
4% body fat.
I was thinking more like 2% body fat.
Just want
big bushy lumberjack beard. This guy is just a rock star. My bro, Jared Hara. Coming in.
Yeah, I saved the day. I want to add to this story because
totally. I passed it off. I was like, bro, you gotta save the day for me.
It's good to network. It's good to have your friends in mind when you have work for them, because that's how we word of mouth is how we get people jobs and opportunities. But I do think you put a big task on my shoulders for that week and a half.
I did, bro.
And first of all, I crushed it. It did a great job. It came out beautiful.
Of course it did.
Yeah, it was actually.
I would not have handed it to you if I didn't know you could handle it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But no, it was really it was very cool music. It was all acoustic, like finger picking.
Nice.
The composer Steven wrote beautiful music with a lot of guitar in it. And the reason why there was a lot of guitar in it was because of scenes in the documentary that have to do with you playing guitar. The whole thing was based on you playing it, which is so funny because I'm like on the phone with him. He's like, yeah, these parts really, were written for Kyle to do because there's like scenes that show him as like an artist in the movie and all. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I'm just the guy to be what Kyle, like, I'm playing what you are supposed to be representing in the movie.
Apparently. Apparently. I had no idea about that. Like Steven literally like he had asked me like months ago, like, hey, he's like, would you consider doing like a little guitar piece? If I wrote a little guitar piece, like, would you consider doing it? And we put it in the movie. I was like, yeah, sure. Like, no problem. Just give me plenty of notice. So, and then like he contacts me. He's like, I need to start in a week and a half. I'm like, bro, I told you to give me like time.
Like everything, it's going well for like 3 days. Like there's like 5 songs to record, and like everything, it's literally going really well for 3 days. Like I'm feeling like, oh my God, we're gonna get this done in no time. Yeah. And then we get to the 3rd song and it just completely kicks my ass. Like every little thing about it. Okay, so I did it. And then next thing you know, we're up in the studio.
I have not heard any of these songs, by the way.
These songs are actually, they're pretty intense on guitar too, because like the one that I'm referring to now, because they were all written, Steven plays piano. So all of these were written on piano. And when you're writing like acoustic guitar parts and arrangements, like on piano, they're kind of like written as a piano player would like hear them. So like, oh, okay. One of the songs took 4 hands to play the part. I literally had David. Yeah, because I'm holding out these root notes and like the bass on the like the low strings, and like the 20th fret is being tapped at like the highest part. And so I'm like literally like to execute it as one track. I'm having like David, like it's like do do boo, like he's like tapping the high note because I'm having to sustain the low note. So we were getting pretty magical, using some magic with some parts. But then went this intense song that had like a lot of intense finger picking. We get to the studio to like listen to it after I was recording it in here. And there was a lot of buzzing that was coming through on my acoustic guitar, because my acoustic guitar has seen some miles, and by miles, sure. I mean hit a lot of walls, because I'm like, I walk into walls at times while I'm holding it.
Oh, dude, I guarantee you though, it's still better than mine.
Dude, it is a one of a kind acoustic guitar. But unfortunately, the body has a lot of cracks in it at this point. And it just, when you hit some notes, it got a lot of character, and it goes on some notes. And I don't think Steven would have liked that. So no. I mean, I was recording this song like all day before hearing these buzzes. And I had to borrow my buddy Will's acoustic guitar, because he has basically the exact same one. Because I mean, I wanted it to sound the same as the other songs.
Yeah.
And so we roll with it and we make it happen. But I was because this really comes down to, because you are so busy, you have so much going on in your life. I love that I can help out when there's
No, dude, you saved my ass. You saved my ass on this.
No.
And like, and the funny thing is, like, Steven emailed me. He's like, I got another guitarist lined up. I'm like, no.
He's awesome, by the way. He's a good dude. He's a really good dude.
He's a really, really good dude. He's man,
and he cares.
He really cares. He really cares about the arts. He really cares about blind and visually impaired.
Very much so.
Musicians. I mean, because he himself, he's VI, and and he runs this really incredible foundation that tries to get people into the arts, like whether that's music or painting or sculpture or anything. Like it's like he does some super cool stuff, and like
it's very genuine.
Yeah. And I was like, no, dude, like, number one, like, if I can't do these guitar parts, like, there's only one guy that I know will represent me on guitar the way I would want it to be represented, and that's Jared. So
I gotta send you the songs. I really should. Because I just got
send me some of the songs, man. I like send me the songs. Like I actually really want to hear them. Because I haven't seen the documentary yet either. So
it's always cool to hear like a movie score, because it's so different than writing a song. I mean, it's all about like building intensity with like these like ominous tones, and he did a wonderful job. Like when you crank it in the studio, it really like there's moments where it's just like rumbles the room. It's like all these like low hits and stuff. It's intense. It's really cool.
Awesome.
I'm excited to see the final the movie with the journey from, because that's from sea to sea.
Yeah. So it was so we started in Oceanside, California. Started at basically the Pacific Ocean, and we the finish line was Annapolis, Maryland. So finished at the Atlantic Ocean. So
how long did that take?
For us, that took 7 days and 15 hours. So and like just over 7 days, 15 hours, and like 3 minutes or something. Like
were you staying like staying in hotels? What were you doing?
No, so we so the way we did it was we had 2 RVs, and we had 3 15-passenger vans. So 2 of the 15-passenger vans were used to be like on the road support vehicles and shuttle vehicles. And then the third 15-passenger van was as a backup in case one of the 2 15-passenger vans got, broken or had a mechanical or something, which happened. And the RVs were where we slept. So that's where we slept, took our showers, all that kind of stuff. So we would have 2 bikes in a shift. So we had 2. So we were 4 tandems. We had four pairs of tandem riders. We were all blind or visually impaired. So it was myself, a guy named Dan Berlin, who at the time owned a major flavor extract company called Rodell.
I like his wall.
So yeah. So yeah, no. It's funny, dude. It's actually really funny. So Dan is visually impaired, and he's now he's a venture capitalist and just ridiculously successful businessman. Was in the process, like while we were racing across the country, he was negotiating on the phone like between shifts to sell his company. So he sold his company and retired basically, and now it does like venture capital and like philanthropy and stuff like that. But so like they specialized in vanilla extract is what they did.
Really?
Yeah. So and that that company was one of like the biggest vanilla extract companies in the world, and was owned by a blind guy. So a lot of people didn't realize that. And then the 2 other people that were on the team were Jack Chen, who was Google's first blind attorney. So he was like the head counsel for Google Chrome at the time when we were racing, across the country. And he holds like 40 something patents. I don't even know what his patents are all for, but like he owns like a shitload of patents on stuff like intellectual property and all that.
How did you get with this group?
I'll get to that. Yeah, I literally was the bottom of the barrel. They had
these guys sound amazing.
Yeah, no, they really are. And then but here's the kicker. The third the other member of our team was Tina Ament, and she's a assistant U.S. attorney in Washington, D.C. So she she's in court, like kicking ass and taking names, and she's totally blind. And so and then there's me, at the time I was not what I am today. Like I was just like some dude who said he was like a marketing, professional marketing, social media person. I don't even know what the hell we were calling.
He's a liar.
But basically I'm just like along for the ride. I'm like, yeah. I guess they needed someone to like fill out the team, because the whole point of this was to show that like people, blind people can be successful on and off the bike.
Did you win?
I mean, so like we were the only team of blind, stokers in the whole race. We were the only 4 tandem team in the race. So yeah, I mean, technically we won.
What? Wait.
But,
so there was a bunch of other bikes doing this race too. It wasn't just the 4 bikes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other bikes doing this race. It's a massive race. It's a big race.
Really? You guys just had like a team in this race?
Yeah, we just had a team in the race.
Okay.
So there are people that do it as a single bike, and they take like 10 to 12 days to finish. And then you have teams of 2 to 8 bikes. So and all of the teams. So if you have 2 to 8 bikes, you have to finish in under 9 days. And then if you have one bike, if you have one solo rider, you have to finish in 12 days. So yeah, it's an epic race, dude.
Would you do it again?
I would do it again with the right collection of people. It is
me on the front.
Might bring you along for the crew and like entertainment.
It takes us 400 years to cross the finish line.
No, man. So yeah, it's a really epic journey and a really epic thing to do. Nice. But yeah, no, I think I don't know if we've talked about it before, but the employment rate for the blind and vision impaired community is ridiculous. It's like ridiculously low. Like I want to say of the say like 9 million people that are blind or visually impaired in the US, 70% of those people are either like not employed or not even in the workforce. Right. So that's like, then if we actually look at the unemployment rate for blind vision impaired people, it's like 15 to 20% or something like that. So like people start to panic and get worried when like regular, when the employment rate goes to like 5 or 6 or 7%. So imagine like doubling that. Like it's like freaky. But that's like what the blind and visually impaired community is.
What do you think would help that?
For me, and like this is kind of what we were trying to show in the when we did this race, was that look, number one, you have to show people that it is possible. So like we had these 3 incredibly successful business people, 2 lawyers, business people, and then me as kind of the up and comer, the younger mentee, I guess you could say. And someone who was, I was 4 or 5 years removed from college at the time. So still trying to find my way in business and life, still trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. I still don't want to grow up, but that's why I'm a professional athlete.
And talking to me.
Yeah, you keep me young, bro. You keep me young.
I try.
Oh, man, we are gonna rage at your wedding.
Dude, I am for sure. I do have to say, because this is a serious thing, and I like that you're bringing this up.
No, for sure.
Is that real? Okay, so what you're addressing is, people who go get a college degree, and then, have this mentor of somebody who's like in a business world, a lawyer position. But is that really the problem? Because that's like a very small percentage of jobs.
No.
Think about because when you were growing up, I'm sure you fought this feeling. I mean, I can't say I'm sure, but the feeling that I fought when I was young was just, what I would have done at that point to just be able to go and wait on tables, to be able to go, sell some clothes at PacSun, just to be able to make some summer cash, just little things that just felt literally impossible. And I'm not saying that those are little things at all, but like to be able to like work in a kitchen, to be able to do the jobs that, there's millions of, that I could just go down the street and grab without having a degree, without having, those, for me, that's the loud issue.
Oh, it 100% is. And like for example, my littlest sister is, 20 years old, and she's working like three or four jobs.
For sure.
You know, she works for Aviator Nation selling clothes. She works as like, you know, she works at a country clubs, you know, you know, waiting on tables. You know, she works at another restaurant doing like cashier work, all, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then like, you know, then she, you know, has done babysitting, dog walking, like all these different things. Like even like you could eat like even now with the gig economy, you know, Uber, Lyft, Sidecar.
I'm not going to hire you as my Uber driver. I'm just
exactly. So so I think so basically the conundrum that I think we are running into now, well, that we've had has been like, you basically like, it was almost like you had to have a college degree if you were blind or visually impaired
and be extraordinary at it,
and be extraordinary to even be considered for employment anyway.
Yes.
I mean, because like I think I've told you, and I think I've told our listeners and our viewers before, like I was unemployed for a whole year out of college, and I had earned my bachelor's degree in 3 years from UCF, and the first job that I finally, and like I applied to be a grocery store bag boy and didn't get the job. And like my first job was, you know, I got hired at, you know, Lighthouse Central Florida for $10 an hour answering phones. It's like for with a college degree, it's like, you know, that's hard.
Dude, and it's actually funny that that's what you say, like the Lighthouse thing, answering phones, because literally that's the example that anybody who's in our situation uses. It's like, okay, what do you want me to do? Go answer phones? And there's literally nothing at all wrong with that, but it sucks that that's the only option. Like, and I'm not saying it's the only, but it is the obvious option.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm great on the phone.
No, exactly. And but then here's the other thing, like we get pigeonholed into is like I almost feel like as people who are blind or visually impaired, you have to like either be like answering phones or go be a lawyer.
Dude,
and like we get pigeonholed into that. So like, so my big thing is like, you know, I'm forging a path trying to professionalize the sport of paratriathlon to show that, hey, look, I'm using communication, marketing, negotiating, speaking skills, like all this kind of stuff to kind of forge a path as a totally blind professional athlete. You're doing the same as a professional blind musician. You know,
but that's the thing, you said
podcaster and all that,
but you said athlete. Like, it's like you also have to be a superhuman athlete or a super great musician. Like there's always this added thing that it's like, okay, if you're not, you know, you got to separate yourself.
No, you like
there's nothing wrong with it.
No, there absolutely isn't anything wrong with it, but it is like it almost feels like we have to struggle and fight a lot more than your average Joe.
It's never enough.
It's never enough. And then and like, look, right, look, where this actually is kind of turning into a serious, like deep deep episode so far. We'll get back to the lighthearted shit. Don't worry, guys. But like, you know, it drives me crazy when, you know, to see, because so we'll talk about this, like airline, like employee shortages, and, you know, people not wanting to work in restaurants and wait tables, or, you know, the service industry and all that. Like, apparently, like we're having like, you know, there's this hiring crisis where like no one wants to work, and like I would so many of those jobs, and you know, it's like because I have no sight, it's, you know, because I'm fucking blind. There's a lot of times where people are like, I don't think you can do this, but then like, you know, bring it up that, you know, I fucking race a bike across the country, or I'm, you know, one of the, you know, I'm like number 2 in the world right now in triathlon. It's, you know, it's like, wow, that's amazing, but you can't work on a computer in an office. So
and there's something in your mind that will, because you can't do that thing, there's something in your mind that will always feel like how nice it would be to just clock in, clock out, get your paycheck, and live your life outside of that in some way. I'm sure of that, because, and it's not 100%. Saying that, and there's problems that come with that too. There's problems that come with every situation, no matter where you work, what situation you're in, there's always issues, but because it isn't an option for you, you want it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, and that's the thing. Like, that, like we have, like, we have to fight and be entrepreneurial, like doing what we're doing right here with Blind Sweaters and, you know, all that. Like, we're expressing our views and opinions, and, like, you know, I mean, you know, as always, we reserve the right to change our opinions sometimes. But yeah, dude, it's just like, sometimes it's like, dude, like there are days when I'm like, I would love to just like go, like, wait on some tables, deal with some drunk motherfucker customers, like,
for sure. Like, because Kyle, here's what it is. Here's what it is, man. If you're not the best at what you do in the world, you're forgotten. Yeah. If I don't write a song and get it out there and get it heard, in my head, I'm failing. If I'm doing something that there's other, you know, hundreds of thousands of people doing, and I'm doing as good of a job as them, it doesn't matter. I'm just doing, I'm doing my job. I'm doing a good job of it. And I'm in the pack, and I'm part of it, you know, and that's a good feeling. I'm sure it's a good feeling. Yeah. Cause then it's good
to be part of the crowd.
Dude, it can be, because then you can worry about other shit. Then you can worry about, you know, having a family, being a great dad, not being like, oh my God, I suck. I haven't, you know, gotten this song heard. I haven't, you know, then you're not in your head about so much other shit. Yeah. I feel that.
So like, that was the whole, like, so that's kind of that was kind of the idea behind why we decided to do Race Across America. I think you know, like I said, I haven't seen how they told the story yet in the documentary. But like, one of the big things was we wanted to have as many, you know, blind people be doing as much of the stuff, like Steven writing the score, like, you know, you doing, you know, the guitar parts, other blind musicians, you know, playing other parts and stuff along those lines. So like, we wanted to show that there are all these different options out there. But yeah, so that's,
it was awesome. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity, and it was really cool. I mean, honestly, it was a challenge to learn the parts, to perform the parts, and it was just something new. So, and a good relationship was made with Steven. So there could be other work down the road, which is always cool.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And then, so like you crushed that and finished that up. And then you were ready to, like, you were all on board. You're like, yeah, let's do another episode. Like, I'm ready. Like,
and then you were where were you in the world?
I had to go to, I had to go to Montreal, to do a race, at the beginning of July. Yeah. Like, first week of July. And,
how'd it go?
And, well, the race went great. I won the race. You know, that was my third win of the season. So, you know, kept the winning streak going.
You've won every race this season?
I have won every race that I've raced so far this season. So I actually just yesterday I got back from our national championships, which I also won. So like, I'm 4 for 4 right now.
That was in California?
Yeah, it was in Long Beach.
Oh, I saw your Long Beach post. That's why I was like, ooh.
Yeah. So
he's a Cali boy.
That's why I had a Cali burrito yesterday. That's why I packed on a couple extra pounds with the Cali burrito. But way worth.
I've been eating so many burritos lately. It's been my thing, like, for the past month. Yeah, it's but a problem.
Is it though?
No, it's really not. At this point, like on a Sunday, like a relaxing Sunday, all I can think about is one of three things: Panda Express, a burrito, or a Publix chicken tender sub.
Oh, Publix chicken tender sub, bro. Oh yeah. Hell yeah, man.
And honestly, I could probably get all three.
Of course.
So okay, so what happened in Montreal? Yeah, tell me about Montreal.
Well, like the race itself was actually pretty boring compared to what happened prior, like during travel. So airline industry right now is just like they're short staffed. Flights are getting moved all over the place.
You weren't helped out at all, is what you're telling me.
It made it. We had some travel challenges. Let's just say that. So like we were supposed to fly out on Tuesday morning, and we were supposed to fly from Colorado Springs to Chicago. Well, that flight got delayed. I don't know why. Who knows? And we were going to wind up missing our connecting flight from Chicago to Montreal. So we scrambled to try and figure out, okay, can we get to Denver and then fly from Denver to Montreal? And so we figured out a way to get from Colorado Springs to Denver. And then we were going to fly Denver to Montreal. And it was still going to get us in that, Tuesday night. It was going to be late, but we were going to be able to do it. And so we get to Denver, we get on the plane, and we take off, and like it's like 30, 40, it's like 40, 45 minutes into the flight. And my guide, Zach, opened up the window and looked out the plane window, and he's like, why can I see the ground like really clearly? Like really clearly, like I can identify stuff on the ground. Like we're not flying at like cruising altitude.
This is very strange. This is already a great story.
And like I'm kind of like dozing, and then like I wake up, and the captain of the plane comes over the loudspeaker, and he's like, attention, ladies and gentlemen, we're having some altitude issues. Don't panic. We just don't have any pressure in the cabin. So we can't fly at more than 10,000 feet. So we have to make an emergency landing. We're trying to find an airport right now where we can do that. We don't have enough fuel to get you to Montreal right now. So people just start freaking out. Like, well, not most of the plane is fine. They're just like, oh God, like what's going to happen? I was just like, all right. And this is how I die.
That a boy.
Yep. I'm like, all right, I got no control over this. I'm just going to sit back and let I hope this pilot knows what he's doing. No, but there were a couple of people that were just like, they were really scared. But the cabin crew did an amazing job of just being like, everyone stay calm. It's going to be okay. We'll find an airport to land at. So we actually had to fly to Minneapolis, and Minneapolis was the closest airport at the time that we could get to. So we had to land in Minneapolis, and like they had to call in an emergency. And like we landed in Minneapolis, and they got like all these fire trucks and ambulances and stuff like just following us down the runway, because like they have to do that because it's an emergency. Like everything was fine. But so we get off the plane, and there's nobody from Air Canada to help us out in getting a hotel. So we had to call around, find a hotel, and book ourselves into a hotel. And so of course, like the only one that was available was like $300 a night per person or something ridiculous like that, or like $300 a room. So so like we had five people, so we got 3 rooms. And like actually my sister was on the same flight as me, because she was flying to be a handler for one of our wheelchair athletes, and so she was going to meet up with one of our wheelchair athletes in Montreal, and so she was on our flight, and so she and I split a room, and then a couple of the other athletes split a room, and then our coach got a room for himself, and so we shared that cost amongst each other, and we're currently trying to get our
you're trying to get that back.
Trying to get that back from Air Canada, and we're also trying to see if we can get some some flight reimbursement or something like that. So
they didn't help you get to Montreal after this.
So they were able to get us on a plane the next day, but that plane just kept getting delayed, and so we got into Montreal like super late the next day. But we did get to Montreal eventually, and the
victory. After all this.
Yeah. So like we got to Montreal like a whole 24 hours later than we anticipated or expected. We got in super late, had to build our bikes up. And then like Thursday, so this is like Wednesday night. So Thursday morning we have to get up, do all of our swim bike and run familiarizations. And then Friday is like last minute race prep. The race was on Friday. So like we get up, race Friday morning. I wind up having a great race, ran a 5K personal best, to close out the victory. My teammates all had really great days as well. And then we went out and had some fun in Montreal that afternoon / evening, had a few beverages, got some great poutine.
Did you have a bagel?
A bagel? Why the fuck would I have a bagel?
Dude, they have bagels in Montreal that are unlike any other bagel.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
I had anytime I go to Quebec province, I load up on poutine after a race because I fucking love poutine.
I fucking love poutine.
I mean, dude,
that sounds sexual.
I mean, dude, who doesn't love French fries smothered in cheese curds, gravy, and meat? I mean,
I don't know, man. I'll go chili cheese fries over that.
I mean, dude, chili cheese fries is also pretty damn good. chili cheese tater tots, though. Chili cheese tots. Man.
Really?
That's the way to go.
Okay. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Los Angeles, fried chicken. Okay. Best fried chicken in the world. And if anybody says that they know another place that's better, it's far from the truth. And Chicken and Waffles, just literally the best ever. And
I love chicken and waffles.
Their chili cheese fries also have strips of fried chicken on the chili cheese fries.
Oh yeah, now we're talking.
They're ridiculous, and with an orange soda, fountain orange soda on top. Yeah,
you mixing and matching on me, man. That's interesting.
On that, I'm just there though. Everywhere else, if I'm gonna get a soda, it's a fountain Sprite.
Okay,
just to let you know. Yeah,
fair.
Not a soda guy, but I will. No, but a fountain Sprite is. It can change things.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
It can fix a lot.
Dude. No, I love a good fountain Sprite. I love a good fountain orange Fanta or just a good fountain drink, man. Like there's something about a fountain drink that is just good.
Are you like a Coca-Cola guy? Like do you prefer like a dark soda? Like a Dr. Pepper?
I don't like Dr. Pepper.
No. Do you like root beer floats?
I love root beer floats. So I love root beer floats.
They seem so pointless to me. I would rather just have the ice cream and then maybe a root beer.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'll take either, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I love root beer.
You seem like a waffle cone guy.
I love Coke. I like a good waffle cone, but there's nothing wrong with a good just bowl of ice cream. There's nothing wrong with a good sugar cone, man.
Yeah, those are really
sugar. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Like,
my mom swears by those over waffle cones. But for me, it was like when I was young, back in the day when I had that good old eyesight, and I would see that waffle cone like glisten on the counter with the sprinkles wrapped around it, and maybe even some chocolate sauce drizzled on it.
Yeah.
It looked so good that's just what I have to have.
For sure, bro. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With some cookie dough. with some cookie dough, maybe some birthday cake ice cream, that because that's always good.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah. There's a place in town called Kelly's Ice Cream. Kelly's homemade ice cream.
Okay.
And it's phenomenal.
Nice.
But dude, I don't eat ice cream. Like I switched it up to frozen yogurt about like
frozen.
Like
Froyo's pretty good.
Dude, it is like, but getting that and just having that in the freezer versus like having Publix frozen yogurt versus ice cream is really a game changer on the gut.
It is, dude. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I go to Publix, I pick up a big old thing of Moose Tracks.
For sure. I had my strength and conditioning trainer. He swears by the every Christmas they have this like Christmas ice cream. I literally can't remember what it's called, but it's like they have these special flavors that come out around Christmas time.
Usually it's like pepper. There's usually a big peppermint push.
Yeah. So
I love that stuff.
He told me like the best pizza place, and I was like, oh my God, he's not wrong. So he talked about this ice cream went around Christmas time from Publix. And I got 2 of the huge gallon things of it, like without even reading the flavor.
Oh God.
Like I was just like, oh, if he swears by it, it's gotta be good. Dude, this thing literally tasted like an espresso coffee. Like it was, which I don't want that in ice cream. I do not want that in ice cream. Like I'll take a coffee. It's like the root beer float. Like I'd rather the soda and then the ice cream.
Fair. I respect that.
What's interesting though is I am good with like that thing that they do at certain like Italian restaurants where they put the coffee on top of like a nice French vanilla ice cream. I don't know if you've ever had that.
Affogato. Bro,
you're so sophisticated.
Yeah, you're talking to a sophisticated foodie right here, bro.
I'm sorry. Just what is it called? One more time.
Foodie? Sophisticated foodie?
No, the fucking dish.
Oh, affogato.
There we go.
It's basically a
affogato.
It's basically a root beer float, but ice cream.
No. It's not a root beer float. A root beer float is for like carnivals.
Dude, we a week ago today, my teammates and I just like we wanted root beer floats, and the training center got us root beer and ice cream, and allowed us to basically do our own personal root beer float day, which was awesome.
Wow.
So yeah, we were spoiled.
Awesome. Emily and I went to Cancun on like a spontaneous trip. Like,
I gotta hear about this, man.
3 weeks ago, and we stayed. We did okay. So she had these flight vouchers that were about to expire, and so she got them like right before COVID hit, like 3 years ago, and just hadn't used them, and they were about to expire. And we looked up all these places to go to, and go figure that Cancun was, dude, it was shockingly inexpensive. Like compared, because flights are so expensive. I know. And but go figure, it was way less than traveling everywhere else on planet Earth.
Doesn't surprise me.
Okay, cool. So we then found a awesome all-inclusive resort that I've never stayed at. I've never stayed at a place like that before, where food, alcohol, everything is just done. It was basically a cruise ship on land. And
so it's like one of those sandals resorts almost kind of deal.
It might be. This was called the Ria Las Americas, I believe it was what it was called. And it was a huge palace. Like the whole place like looked like a palace. Nice. And it was it was really nice. They had 3 pools. They had a party pool. They had like 2, like the party pool had like a swim up bar in it. It was right on the beach, like a really nice part of the beach too. Like they kept it really clean. And they said that they had like entertainment there every night. There was like 6 restaurants on site. So like you didn't have to go anywhere. The food was not good.
Oh,
it was bad. And we're talking like, this is why I transitioned to this, because we're talking about being foodies.
Yeah.
And So you get there. Okay. We got there. We checked in. While we're checking in, like somebody comes up to you and like literally is like, what do you want to drink? Like while we're checking in. And we're like, huh? Awesome. So we get like our first drinks like just brought to us. Like it was great. Dude, then we check into our room, which was really nice. Like everything about this place was really beautiful. And balcony right overlooking the beach. The room has 3 handles of booze just on tap, upside down in the bar. Just you could take Bacardi, tequila, there was vodka, like, and it's just all whatever you want. There's a buffet. Okay, so like we went immediately to the buffet.
There's no extra charge for this?
No extra charge, Kyle. None. And like that is and the thing is, by the time like I realized that like I wasn't going to use that, it's just like I started to imagine the person who is using that.
Oh my god.
Because you can get drinks anywhere. Like you can just go up anywhere and be like, oh cool, I'll take this drink. So to imagine somebody just waking up in their bed being like, I have these handles that I could just put my mouth under right now.
I feel like a Bacardi and coffee for breakfast.
The only time that I used it was when we checked into the room. I took the drink that I was given at the lobby and I was just like, let's just top this up because it was just right there. So why wouldn't you do that? Yeah, why not? But dude, it was great. I asked what like the best restaurant was the first night, and they were like, "Oh, it's our Argentinian steakhouse." Okay, and I'm sure it was an outdoor restaurant. It overlooked like everything that was like the beach and everything. It was really, really great. Yeah, except for the steak.
Oh. So first of all, how did you ask them to cook the steak?
Dude, it wouldn't have mattered. That's the thing. Like it wasn't meat that should have been cooked. That's what sucks. Yeah, I know. I'm really not like a picky person when it comes to food. I'm actually very I love great food, but I'm just appreciative of food.
Sure. Oh,
and but this was one of those things that like it was nice to know that you weren't having to pay extra while you're sitting there at the restaurant. That is one of the things that it was like, okay, cool. We're enjoying our time together. Cause it would have been like,
well, if it had been good meat, then you would have been stealing.
Dude, then I would have been stealing
because it's an all-inclusive thing. They give you they have to have most
there's a way they have to have a way to make their money. They really do.
Yeah.
And I learned that this way, and I'm not going to say the hard way because we had a wonderful time together. That night we went out to like the downtown Cancun area because after dinner we're like sitting there, we're having some drinks. There was like, because they kind of sold this place as like having like nightly entertainment, but like it's not the nightly entertainment that you want if you want to like go to like a club and like dance or whatever. So we're like, all right, and it was so funny because everybody was like, don't leave the hotel, don't leave. And then it's the first night and we're just like, it's about an 8-minute walk from here to like the main area of like downtown Cancun. And Emily's just like, you ready to go? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Big mistake, because your boy was wearing jeans and it was so hot. Like, and it's so funny to say this, but like, because I'm from Florida, like it's summer in Florida. It's humid. Like if I walk outside right now,
it's hot. It's humid. Yeah. Grew up there, bro.
For sure.
It's hot.
This was different.
Oh, and I believe it.
It's weird, but like, cause like, I'm not the kind of person that like, just like goes outside and just starts like having sweat pour off my face. But, in this situation, I think it was like a combination of, drinks, medical marijuana, and a lot of jeans on me that made me way too hot, and sensory overload of music coming at me from every area, like front, back, left, right, like back, left, like it was, dude, and it's all different music because dude. Okay. So I was fine. Like we're leaving the hotel. We're walking past all these other resorts. I'm feeling good. Then we turned to the area where it like got to like the clubs. And it's a very interesting feeling how you can feel like Superman. You can feel like like you can almost feel like you aren't blind. And then you get hit with all of the sounds on planet Earth.
Oh yeah.
And it shuts you down.
Oh yeah.
And I was shut down, and I'm not somebody who gets this way. Like, I'm not somebody who like normally lets like anxieties or like, cause it's not, dude, the thing is, it's not even like a mental thing. It became like a completely physical thing.
Yeah.
Like it was so intense and like sensory overload. And like, and let's be honest, like I don't speak Spanish. Dude, Emily can hold her own, which is hysterical. Like being a teacher. Awesome. Yeah. She was like talking to the locals. It was super impressive.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. But like I hear everything going around me, like everybody speaking, which I can't understand. And then the constant just pumping of dance music from every place. And like, and I mean, it's like, you know, people are trying to get you to come into their place, and they're like, oh, every place is, there's a cover charge to get in everywhere. And dude, it was so funny. Cause I was just like, dude, I just started pouring sweat off my face, and I'm like, I need some water or something. And it was so funny because we're just walking, and she loves collecting Hard Rock pins, like pins from like the Hard Rock Hotel. And she's like, oh, here's the Hard Rock Cafe. And dude, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh my God, this place is going to save me. Like a familiar place, going to go in there. It's going to be, going to be cool, air conditioned, going to sit down, get some water. I was starting to feel like safety was in my future.
Yes.
I walk up these stairs. I hear Metallica playing. I'm like, oh my God, like Enter Sandman. Here we go. We're coming in hot.
Yep.
We walk in there and there's no air conditioning.
Oh,
and it was so funny because at this point, Emily's just like walking around, like just like looking at the pins and looking at what they have. Like, and I'm just standing there and I'm just sweating bullets. And I'm starting to like look up towards the sky, like being like, maybe there's like a little draft of air, like just like coming. And like, next thing you know, like, I feel like I'm like, I'm like starting to feel like towards the sky being like air.
Come,
like,
please, come here.
Dude, I've like never been this hot and like anxious.
Above,
it was crazy. Like it was like literally, dude, I was my chest was tight. Like everything was feeling like passing out was in my near future. And I don't like, I've had friends who have passed out. I've actually never fainted, blacked out. I mean, not in the sense of like you're standing and then next thing you know, you fall. Like that's never happened to me in my life. Like I've lost my footing. I've definitely had that like almost like that snapback feeling of like, oh, like you just caught yourself kind of thing.
Yeah.
In like a concert or like a situation where you just get dehydrated. And this was like one of those moments where I was not feeling good. And next thing you know, like Emily's like, Jared, what do you like, come over? And so, cause she's like paying, she's at the cash register, and I'm just standing there like, and she's talking to like the guy that she's checking out with, and he's like, you doing okay? And I just go, man, it's really hot here. Like, and he's like, he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's really hot. He goes, where are you from? And I go, Florida. and dude, I'm just dripping sweat. Like I must have looked like just a complete psycho. And he's just like, dude, you're all right. Like you're from Florida. You're okay. He goes, you should be fine. And as soon as he said like, I should be fine, I was like, I'm not though. Like, and him telling me that like made me so much like in such a like even a more intense state of panic, because I was like, I am from Florida. Why is this so bad right now?
Yeah.
And so we went outside. Like Emily found like a table. I sat down and she's just like, are you okay? I'm like, I really like need some water or something. She like walked and got me this huge bottle of water. I downed the whole thing. Like I started to feel like literally like human again for a few minutes. And I was like feeling like good, like myself again. She took some like pictures with me, like laying on like a lawn chair. Like I was like, I don't know, like I stopped sweating. It was like I started to feel good, like cool again. And then we just like walked around. We found a bar. We went upstairs like this. It was like a few escalators up to the top of this bar, and we ordered 2 drinks. I'm like at this like a high top that's like overlooking like the whole city, and there's crazy trippy dance like almost like trance music playing, like Ooh. And it's pulsingly loud, like in this place that we're sitting in, and it's very it like it's not like just like your normal like pop dance music. Like this was, and it was funny because there wasn't even a DJ, but it was like zone out dance music, like just that like constant pulsing beat that there wasn't like a changing section. There was just like weird like psychedelic instruments coming in and out. And I'm like hearing this, like, dude, I can't hear a word Emily is saying. Like it's so uncomfortably loud, like everywhere in this city. And also the music from all of the other places, because I'm like sitting like over like this balcony area, is also coming in from like outside areas. So I'm hearing like other music, and it's like all out in different tempos. And we ordered these 2 drinks that come out in legitimate buckets.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, dude, I'm still like coming in and out of like having a good time, or like, I'm like, should I even be out right now? Like, I'm like, do I feel okay? Should I be here? And next thing you know, they give me this bucket, and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Did they give you a straw?
There was a straw. Yes, there was a there was a shovel. There was a There's a shovel. They gave me some sand. They said, "Sir, you look like shit. Bury yourself." So dude, at this point, I'm now sweating again, and I'm now rolling my jeans up and like taking my shoes off just to feel some form of air. Literally just to feel air. And Emily's like, are you okay? Dude, at this point, she's like, do you just want to go back to the hotel? And I'm just like, I'm trying not to say yes, but it's like, yeah. Like,
yes.
Take me home. So the guy comes over, and we still have these bucket drinks. Like I'm trying to like have some of it. Like I think mine was like this like lemonade, like rum kind of thing. That it was
interesting.
It was actually really like, I don't know. It was good lemonade. That is the one thing I will say. But which the sugar of it was like kind of giving me some life. Like every time I'd have like a sip of it, it was feeling good.
Sure.
But so the guy comes over, and they're like talking, and she's basically like, asking for the check and whatnot. And like, but because of how loud this music is and them talk, like, dude, literally, if a cop came over to me in that moment and was like, "What's wrong with you? Like, are you okay?" I wouldn't even have been able to hear anything. Like that's how loud this was. And like, I can't read lips. So I'm literally, dude, everything was just noise. It was all distortion and noise, which was making all of my anxiety just like, and I'm not somebody that like, I like, this was, it sucks to say this, but it was like literally like beating me physically. Like I felt very much just so what's the way to put this? I felt so when I was walking to this town of clubs, we'll call it a town of clubs.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
I felt very confident in my physical body. I felt very confident. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I was hit with whatever we're going to call sensory overload, I was just dwindled to nothingness.
Oh yeah.
And like literally, like I'm talking to the level of like when I was walking there with Emily, we're walking hand in hand. I'm Mr. Cool. I felt like, and it was like, and then next thing you know, I'm like holding on to her.
Yeah.
And like guide me. And you know, there's nothing wrong with having to be, guided. No, I'm guided around every single day, but it was like, I'm now like holding on to my fiance's shoulder being like, you like literally, I nicknamed her the lieutenant after that night.
Like, wow.
It was that.
Wow. Man. I mean, like I've had some sensory overload episodes and stuff like that, but like, ooh, man, that's rough.
Dude, it was so funny because then we're walking back to the hotel, and then we're getting out of there. We're getting out of the war zone, and my lieutenant's saving me. And we walk, and the next thing you know, we hear a live band, and they're playing some amazing rock, like old classic rock covers. And like where we were standing listening to them, it was like there was a breeze. It felt phenomenal. Like I was feeling good again. And this woman who was singing just had such a badass voice that we went in there and we sat down. It was like an outdoor place, but as soon as you sat down, like in the mix of like all the people, and it was also like a hookah bar, it was so freaking hot again. Like, all that breeze went away. Yeah. I was sweating again. She's like, "How are you doing?" I'm like, well, I'm better than I was 20 minutes ago, but this sucks. Like,
yeah.
It just
brutal.
Yeah. And that was just the first night. and honestly, our nights did not get better.
Oh, that's brutal, man. Like, that's brutal. Like you try to go and have a good time in Cancun. You got a free trip, basically. All you gotta do is pay for your entertainment. And like, oh, that's brutal, man. That's
dude,
brutal.
I'm a liability. You can't bring me anywhere.
That's why I'm coming to you.
I'm somebody who should just be kept at home on my couch, because if I go out, I'm either gonna get somebody in trouble or somebody. It's not safe. It's not safe.
Dude, when I come in October,
I'll do my best to keep you safe.
When I come in October, we're gonna post up in the studio. Like, we'll let the ladies go and like hang out, do whatever they want, but we just gonna post up in the studio. I'm gonna take you away because like you don't want to be all messed, all in the hoopla of the wedding stuff, man. Like I know you, man. Like you just want the lady to do what she got to do, and you and we just gonna go hang. We just gonna
drink, I don't know how to just
beverages.
Yeah, I don't know how to just mildly have a good time. That's my problem.
I know, but I will teach you grasshopper.
It's so funny because when you don't know how to mildly have a good time, it often leads to a horrible time.
Oh, exactly. Oh, trust me, I know.
It can be. It's so bad. Like there's nothing good about feelings of blood sugar swings, feelings of panic attacks, feelings terrible, of terrible. There's nothing good from that. It's like, it's very good to eat throughout the day. It's good to stay if you're on vacation. It's good to stay somewhat fit and just stay somewhat healthy. Than to go too hard is the moral of Cancun. If you're gonna be at a hotel with Mexican food, make sure you eat it every night. Don't wait till the last night to go get the Mexican food, because it was, dude, big mistake. Go figure. The Mexican food in Mexico is delicious.
It's really good.
Go figure.
You don't say.
Dude, the last night it's like 11 o'clock,
dude, that's like I mean, dude, it's like you were eating
fool me once, shame on me.
You were eating taco hell when you could have been having like
I know, man.
Bro,
I had this. Yeah, I know. The last night, I'm like, they had this restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, of course, and it was.
I feel like if I went to Mexico, all I would want to eat is Mexican food,
dude. Because you're a smart man. It takes me a while.
It's all good, bro.
It takes me. I either never learn or learn the hard way.
Well, I mean, but you learn eventually. Sometimes.
So, but dude, so I didn't have a single burrito like while I was at the hotel or anything like that. But then we're at the airport. We made it to the airport. We're like in one piece. We're like, okay, cool. We're not in jail. This is great.
That's good.
And so I'm at the airport. It's like 9 a.m. and she's like, "Are you hungry?" And I'm like, No,
Yes, I
not
am.
at all. No, I
No?
really wasn't. It's so funny. I was like, no, I just want to get back. I just want to get home.
Yeah.
And then she's like, all right, well, there's it was like a assembly line Chipotle kind of place, but a place that you never heard of. So it was like their local whatever.
Yeah.
And it's in the airport. It smelled incredible. And she's like, I'm gonna go check it out. They have tacos and whatnot. And so I'm just like standing in line. I had no intentions of ordering food. And she's like, they have burritos. I'm like, oh, I fucking love burritos.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, she's like, do you want the regular size or the grande? And I'm like, well, I'll take the grande. Like, how different is it? They hold up like one tortilla and then two. So she's like, oh, they look about the same size. And I'm like, all right, then I'll just get the grande. Go figure. It was actually both grande? Of those tortillas put together. So she's holding up two tortillas because they use two tortillas to make the grande. It's like literally, it's like a 2 foot long burrito.
It's like when they say it's grande, it means it's grande. It ain't like the US where like we got, where they try to say the small is the large and the large is the jumbo. It's like no, like they actually say like you want the Big Daddy, you got the Big Daddy.
I went from not being hungry, like I was like, no, I'm good, like I'll just get something in a few hours, that kind of thing, to literally crushing probably a 2,000 calorie massive burrito.
Only 2,000 calories.
Dude, I have no idea. Honestly, like this could have been 2,500. It could have been a 3,000 calorie burrito. Like it really could have been.
Well, it probably was, dude.
I've only ever had one burrito that was larger than this, and it was in Bristol in the UK when I actually did a burrito challenge. And it had my picture and up on the wall and got a t-shirt. And that was 3 burritos. This was 2. That was 3 burritos.
Whoa.
And yeah. So dude, I've been known to do some food challenges in my day.
Nice. Did you ever do the there was a restaurant I don't know if it's still there. Was it Wackadoos in at the UCF
no.
Student Union? You didn't. No, you never did that one.
What is it?
They had like it was like French fries.
Okay.
Something else. It was like 3 things, and you had to eat it all under an hour, and
for sure.
Was like ridiculously hard to do. And like I want to say the record was like 17 minutes when I was in school. But yeah, no, I can't remember what it was. I'll have to text one of my old wrestling buddies and
find out. Like
they used to like it, that was a thing, like after wrestling season people would go and like just pound it. So
I really crushed the 3 burrito challenge. It was like it was very impressive. It was impressive to even the employees there. Like they were like, there's something wrong with this guy. Then about 1.5 years after that, I was on tour in Salt Lake City. Okay. And we went to a bar burger restaurant that night. I have no idea what the name of it was. And they had a burger challenge there. And it was funny because like the burgers were like $15. And then this burger challenge was like $45 if you can't finish it, or it's free. So in my head, who thinks I can just conquer everything, I'm like, oh, well, it's either $15 or it's free. Because I'm definitely going to be able to eat the burger challenge. So it's either I'm getting a burger.
The challenge.
So it's one of those here's the kicker. If you win, they give you $2,000 in cash.
Ooh.
And if you just complete it, I get my meal for free and I would get $200. So if I just complete the challenge without even winning, I would have gotten $200. I mean, all of this is just a sign that says there's no way I'm able to do it. Like all of these things are just saying, don't even bother.
This is going to be impossible, but like, okay.
So,
but it's worth trying.
Well, here's because what the
way.
Maybe I'm very skilled with these things. Yeah. I can shut my brain off for anything. So then, they tell me, they're like, oh yeah, and by the way, the winner is like 115-pound woman who's done it in 6 minutes.
Oh no.
and they're giving me like an hour. They're giving me literally an hour to do this. And they're telling me that the champion to beat her and to beat the person is a woman who's about 115 pounds. And she did everything that they're about to bring me in like 6 minutes is what they said. And I was like, okay, sign me up. So God. What it was this is absolutely disgusting. So, and you can't get sick. You can't go to the bathroom and get sick throughout this. And so the first burger is 3 pounds of beef.
Holy.
Like the whole works on it with like layers and layers of cheese, tomatoes, lettuce, onions, everything. And then there's also pork and brisket on top of the 3 pounds and bacon.
It sounds like a delicious burger, but my God,
like literally they just, yeah, they described it as like, it was like 36 ounces. Like, and then it was like, and I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So this is the first burger. And it's also got a massive plate of fries that you have to finish with this burger.
Of course.
There's also a side burger.
A side burger.
So there's 2 burgers. You have to finish both of these. That first burger is what I just described as 3 pounds of beef, layers of pork, layers of bacon, layers of brisket, and the works of cheese and everything. And sauce and everything you could imagine to make you just be like, this is almost disgusting.
Yeah.
It tastes good if it was smaller. So, yeah. So then
I'm like, maybe a 1 pound burger like
would be good. It would have tasted very good at that point. But yeah. Okay. So then the next burger it's called the Diablo.
Oh God.
And that's when, you know, it's just like, all right, they're trying to just kill you, because this next 100%. Burger is a grilled cheese ghost pepper burger.
Oh, dude.
Okay. And also it's about 1.5 pounds of beef also, and like bacon, grilled cheese, like the Texas toast, like kind of grilled cheese slices. And it had also a plate of fries to go with it. So they bring me both out at the same time, and I went right for the first burger that I described. Okay. And I'm like, dude, I was so confident. It was so funny because I started eating this thing and I'm like, my brain just instantly shut off. And honestly, I don't even like a lot of those things that I named on that first burger. Like that was part of my reason for like, why am I even doing this? Cause like, it's not even going to be something that I'm like the burrito that I just talked about for the challenge. I could choose everything on the burrito. It was literally like going through and making my burrito at Chipotle and just getting 3 of them and then eating them. Yeah. This was like, you can't change a thing about this thing.
Yeah. And I don't like tomatoes and onions. So like,
dude, I don't like tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes. Like,
I could not do that. Like,
I also don't like cheese, which is weird. I know I don't, but I don't like cheese. Yeah. I don't like cheeseburgers, and especially when it's an overwhelming amount of cheese.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
And this was like a bunch of tomatoes and an overwhelming amount of cheese. But what did I do? I powered through, I shut my brain off. I pounded this burger. I'm talking, I didn't get to even close to like, oh, I can complete this in 3 minutes and then crush the next one and get my $1,000 grand prize cash money. But dude, I finished this whole burger in 10 minutes, like whole That's thing, impressive. All of the fries. And I'm like, I have 50 more minutes to complete this next burger. What happened?
I think you should have gone for the first. I think you should have gone for the ghost pepper burger first.
Dude,
and then tried
dude, that's exactly what I should have done.
Yep.
That's exactly what I should have done. But the thing is, I didn't do that. Yep. And by the time I finished this burger in 10 minutes, and then it took about 30 seconds for it to hit me of what I just did and what I just put in me.
Yep.
Dude, I actually waved the white flag. I could not go on. It was so funny. And I'm somebody who's like, oh no, I can keep eating. Like, you put 10 orders of Panda Express in front of me, I'm just going to keep eating Chinese food. Like I'm the garbage disposal. Like when it comes to that, that was like, that is what I will be. You put a bunch of ice cream, I'll finish gallons. Like that's how I feel. Dude, this was different. This was a different feeling. It it was so funny because they came over to the waitress came over and she's like, how's it going? Like, oh my God, you did so well. And I wasn't even about to like sell her like a story of like, oh yeah, I'm just waiting a few minutes before starting. I just go, I'm done.
Yep.
I didn't have a single bite of the other one. I was just like, give me my check. I was like, give me my check. Here's my $45. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the only other, like, so there's two ways to tackle that challenge. You either go for the ghost pepper burger first and like annihilate your taste buds so that you then you annihilate that in like 4 to 5 minutes. And then like, so what I would have done, like, did you have to do could you have eaten the burger and then all the fries, or did you have to go?
No, I could have done that.
Fry?
Yeah. No, I could have done. Yeah.
So what I would have done is I would have done the ghost pepper burger, then the massive monstrosity burger, and then I would have just for the rest of the hour I would have just kept going fries.
Picking at fries. Yeah.
Picking at fries. Like that's how you complete that challenge in the hour. I don't know how someone does that in 6 minutes.
Dude, it doesn't make any sense. We've been going to Gators Dockside for trivia nights on Wednesday, where trivia nights they also do bottomless boneless wings.
Yeah.
With bottomless fries too.
Ooh.
Dude, it's such a dangerous experience for somebody like me because I'm like, oh, we could get more wings. Like, oh, where are my extra fries with this? Like, even though I don't need them anymore, like I just keep going. I really don't know how to stop. And dude, every single time I wake up in the middle of the night with the driest mouth you could ever have. And
I believe it.
It's so funny because I'm just like, what is that different about eating those oily, greasy, fried wings than anything else on earth?
Yeah.
It might just be the amount. I don't know what it is. I mean, but it's fun, but I can't do it every week. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. That would kill me. I
can't do it, man. God, we did win $5 though at trivia. It was pretty awesome.
Look at that. $5, man. $5 that buys you like quarter of a gallon of gas these days.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
It's so crazy.
I've missed you, my friend. This is
bro. I've missed these. We are gonna do.
Let's get back to it.
We got to get back to it. Let's plan an episode for good old Saturday, our normal recording days, and let's get back on it, man. The people have missed us.
Heck yeah.
Our tens of fans have missed us, bro.
I think so too, man. And
I think so.
we keep at it.
BT dubs, man. Like my YouTube following has like doubled since we started doing blind sweaters. So thank you.
I don't think that has to do with blind sweaters.
At 100. I have done like no other content except blind sweaters on my YouTube channel. So it's definitely
like I've gone from 4 to 8.
25 to like 47, but
that's pretty good, man. I'll take 47.
Oh, dude, like it. I think you're actually above 60 now.
No
so
way.
Like the people are loving us, man. They're loving us.
I don't know if I told you. So my camera was broken for like the last month and a half, 2 months, getting repaired out in California, and we just got it back like 2 days ago. So.
Because didn't you do an episode on your phone with me back in like
I have
late
May?
I've
done a few, and it's tough. I mean, it's tough because you have to rely on good old internet cutting in and out, which that
was the issue with me when we tried to do that last episode in when I was in the mountains. So
yeah, exactly. And for here, especially in the summer with the storms, it can get dicey. And then the headphones and just it's not hearing yourself because it's nice to have.
Sure.
It's nice to have the control.
Yeah, I get you, man. I get you.
There's so much in our life that's not in our control, Kyle. It's nice to have the control.
I agree sometimes. I agree, man. I agree.
But dude, this has been fun. I don't want to keep you forever. I could keep you forever.
Dude, we could keep talking forever, man. But
no, we'll just do more.
That's why
we'll just get back into it.
We just get back into it. I'm actually we'll talk about this on the next episode, but my next race is in Swansea, UK. So I'm gonna need to pick your brain to see if you know anything about Swansea.
Dude, we're gonna save that. That's a whole episode in itself. Picking my brain on the English.
It's the Welsh, my friend, the Welsh.
Yeah, pick my brain.
So I'll be heading to Swansea in a few weeks. So we'll definitely do an episode while I'm over there.
The only place in Wales that I've ever been, I played in Cardiff, which I've never been to Swansea.
Okay, but yeah, Cardiff isn't too far from Swansea though. So.
Yeah, that's the only place I've played. See, that's how little I knew. I didn't even know that it wasn't. Well, it's in the UK. I know the UK. Yeah, I call everything in the UK just British.
Okay, it's pretty much.
I'm an asshole. So. You'll learn. You will learn next episode that I am truly an asshole when it comes to a lot of things.
I can't wait for these stories, bro.
Dude, I won't hold back either.
I know you won't. I know you won't, man.
This is what I'm born for.
I'm gonna post up in a bar. I'm gonna post up in a pub. In Swansea, and we're gonna do a live episode, and someone's gonna walk by and they're gonna be like, that motherfucker Jared Hara,
just like
I know him.
It's not too far off either.
I believe it. All right, bro.
All right, have a great rest of your day, Kyle.
Have a great rest of your day. Talk to you very soon. People, don't forget, follow us on the Instagram, at the Blind People Watcher, at EYERONKYLE. We'll hit you guys up. Follow, click that like and subscribe button on YouTube. We know you love the content. We know you want to see more of it. So we're gonna give you what you want.
Give the people what they want. All right, later, my friend.